What does it mean to work on yourself? And why is it so crucial? Let me assure you, my beloved, that working on yourself is the most important work you will ever do in this lifetime. You see, when I say work on yourself, I'm not talking about the external actions that most people associate with self-improvement. I'm not referring to going to the gym, reading self-help books, or attending seminars, although these can certainly be valuable activities. No, the work on yourself that I'm speaking of is much more profound, much more fundamental. It is the work of consciousness itself. To truly understand what it means to work on yourself, we must first understand a fundamental truth. You are not the person you appear to be in the world of Caesar. You are not your body, your personality, your social status, or your bank account. These are all part of what I call your outer self, the self that appears in the world of manifestation. But this outer self is merely a shadow, a reflection of your true self. Your true self, my dear friends, is pure consciousness. It is the awareness behind all your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It is the I am that exists before all else. This true self is unlimited, unbounded, and eternal. It is the very essence of God Himself, individualized as you. Now, why is this understanding so crucial? Because when you truly grasp that you are this infinite consciousness, you realize that all the work you need to do is within yourself. The entire universe exists within your consciousness. Therefore, to change your world, you must change yourself. Not the outer self that appears in the world, but the inner self, the consciousness from which all manifestation springs. This, my beloved, is what it truly means to work on yourself. It means to consciously shape your inner world, to mold your consciousness into the state that corresponds with your desires. It means to become aware of your thoughts, your assumptions, your beliefs, and to deliberately choose those that align with the reality you wish to experience. Let me give you an example to illustrate this point. Suppose you desire financial abundance. Most people, when faced with financial lack, focus their efforts on the outer world. They look for better jobs, they try to cut expenses, they seek investment opportunities. And while these actions may have their place, they are not the true solution. The true solution, the real work, lies in changing your consciousness about money. It lies in assuming the state of wealth, in feeling the relief and joy of financial abundance, in truly knowing that you are already wealthy. This inner work, this shaping of consciousness, is what will truly transform your financial reality. You see, the outer world is nothing more than a shadow, reflection of your inner state, as within, so without. This is the great law, the fundamental principle that governs all creation. Whatever state you assume in consciousness, the outer world must conform to match it. It has no choice. It's law. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, surely our outer actions matter too. Surely we need to do something in the world to bring about change. And to this I say, of course, action has its place, but it is not the kind of action most people think of. The action that truly matters is not the struggling action of trying to make things happen in the world. It is the action of assuming the state of your wish fulfilled. It is the action of living from the end, of experiencing in imagination the reality you desire to manifest. This, my dear friends, is the true work on yourself. It is the work of imagination, the work of consciousness, and it is the most powerful, the most transformative work you can ever undertake. Now let's delve deeper into what this work entails. The first step in working on yourself is to become aware of your current state of consciousness. What are your habitual thoughts? What are your deeply held beliefs about yourself and the world? What assumptions do you hold as true? This self-awareness is crucial because you cannot change what you're not aware of. Most people go through life on autopilot, unconsciously reacting to circumstances based on their conditioned beliefs and assumptions. But to truly work on yourself, you must become the conscious director of your own consciousness. Once you become aware of your current state, the next step is to choose the state you wish to embody. This is where your power as a creative being truly comes into play. You have the ability to select any state of consciousness you desire. Want to be wealthy? Choose the state of wealth. Want to be loved? Choose the state of being loved. Want to be successful? Choose the state of success. But here's the cues. These states not as future possibilities, but as present realities. This is where most people falter. They say, I want to be wealthy or I hope to find love. Always pushing their desires into some imagined future. But remember, there's no future in the realm of pure consciousness. There's only the eternal now. So instead of wanting or hoping, you must assume a state of already being, already having, already experiencing what you desire. This is what I mean when I speak of living from the end. You must live as though your desire is already fulfilled here and now. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, how can I feel wealthy when my bank account is empty? How can I feel loved when I'm alone? How can I feel successful when I've just failed? And to this I say, this is precisely where the work comes in. This is where you must exercise your divine imagination. You see, your imagination is not some idle fantasy factory. It is the very workshop in which reality is created. What you imagine with feeling, what you experience vividly in your mind's eye, is not separate from reality. It is reality in its nascent state. It is the cause of which your physical experience is merely the effect. So when I say to assume the state of your wish fulfilled, I'm asking you to use your imagination to create a vivid, detailed, emotionally charged experience of already having what you desire. Feel the relief of financial abundance. Experience the joy of being deeply loved. Savor the satisfaction. You're in a crucial part. You must persist in this state. This is not a one-time exercise. It's not something you do for a few minutes and then go back to your old state of consciousness. No, you must live from this new state consistently, persistently, until it becomes your new normal. This persistence is where the real work comes in. It's easy to imagine your desire fulfilled when you're sitting quietly in meditation. It's much more challenging to maintain that state when you're faced with contrary evidence in your physical reality. But this is precisely where your power lies. You see, your ability to maintain your chosen state, despite appearances, is the measure of your faith. And faith, my dear friends, is not mere belief. It is the evidence of things not seen. It is the substance of things hoped. Your faith, your persistent assumption of the state of your wish fulfilled, is what bridges the gap between your current reality and your desired reality. Now, let's address another crucial aspect of working on yourself. The management of your inner dialogue. Your self-talk, the constant chatter of your mind, is a powerful shaper of your consciousness. Most people let this inner dialogue run on autopilot, often filled with doubts, fears, and negative assumptions. But to truly work on yourself, you must take control of this inner conversation. Listen to what you're telling yourself throughout the day. Are you constantly affirming lack, limitation, and failure? Are you speaking to yourself from the state of your wish fulfilled? Remember, your subconscious mind is always listening, always accepting as true whatever you consistently tell it. So make your inner dialogue a powerful tool for shaping your consciousness. Speak to yourself as though you are already the person you wish to be. Use words and phrases that align with your desired state. Instead of saying, I hope this works out, say, I am so grateful this has worked out perfectly. Instead of thinking, I can't afford this, think, I'm abundantly supplied with all the resources I need. This control of your inner dialogue extends to your outer speech as well. Be mindful of the words you speak to others. Are you constantly talking about your problems, your lacks, your failures? Or are you speaking from the state of your wish fulfilled? Remember, every word you speak is a declaration to the universe. Make sure your declarations align with the reality you wish to create. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of working on yourself. The management of your emotional state. Your emotions are not just reactions to your circumstances. They are powerful creative forces. The feeling is the secret, as I've often said. It's not enough to simply think about your desire or to speak about it. You must feel it as though it's already real. This is where many people struggle. They can visualize their desire, they can affirm it, but they can't seem to generate the feeling of it being real. And this is where another aspect of working on yourself comes into play. The cultivation of your emotional intelligence. You see, your emotions are not something that just happen to you. They are something you can learn to generate and manage. Just as an actor can summon different emotions at will, you too can learn to summon the emotions that correspond with your desired state. How do you do this? Through practice. Through the consistent, persistent use of your imagination. As you vividly imagine your desire fulfilled, allow yourself to feel the accompanying emotions. Feel the joy, the relief, the excitement, the gratitude. Let these emotions fill your entire being. And here's a key point. These emotions must feel natural. They shouldn't feel forced or fake. If they do, it's a sign that you haven't fully assumed the state of your wish fulfilled. Keep working at it until the feeling becomes natural, until it feels like the most normal thing in the world. Now, let's address another crucial aspect of working on yourselves. The release of old limiting beliefs. You see, your consciousness is like a garden. Your thoughts, assumptions, and beliefs are the seeds you plant in this garden. And just as a garden will grow whatever seeds are planted in it, your consciousness will manifest whatever beliefs you hold. The problem is most people's consciousness is filled with weeds, limiting beliefs, negative assumptions, and fearful thoughts that they've accumulated over years or even lifetimes. These weeds choke out the beautiful flowers and fruits of their desires. So a crucial part of working on yourself is weeding your mental garden. You must become aware of your limiting beliefs and consciously choose to release them. This isn't always easy. These beliefs often feel very real, very true. But remember, there is no objective reality outside of your consciousness. What you believe to be true becomes true for you. How do you release these limiting beliefs? Through the power of revision. Revision is a technique I've spoken about many times. It involves going back into your memory and reimagining past events in a way that aligns with your desired state. For example, if you have a limiting belief about money that stems from childhood experiences of lack, you can go back in your imagination and revise those experiences. Imagine your childhood self experiencing abundance instead of lack. Feel the relief, the security, the joy of having more than enough. This isn't about denying or suppressing your actual memories. It's about recognizing that the past only exists in your consciousness and you have the power to reshape it. As you revise your past, you're literally rewiring your brain, creating new neural pathways that support your desired state. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of working on yourself. The cultivation of gratitude. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion. It's not just something you feel when good things happen to you. Gratitude, when properly understood and applied, is one of the most powerful tools for shaping your consciousness. You see, when you feel grateful, you're affirming that you already have what you desire. You're living from the state of fulfillment, of abundance, of your wish realized. And in doing so, you're aligning yourself powerfully with that reality. But here's the key. You're grateful not just for what you already have in your physical reality, but for what you've assumed in your imagination. Feel grateful for your imagined wealth, your imagined loving relationship, your imagined successful career. Feel it with the same intensity, the same conviction as you would if these things were already manifest in your physical reality. This gratitude will transform your entire experience of life. You'll find yourself appreciating the present moment more fully, even as you're assuming a different state. You'll see the beauty and perfection in all things, recognizing them as expressions of the same divine consciousness that you are. Now, let's address something that often comes up as people begin this work on themselves. They start to worry about being selfish or self-centered. They think that focusing on their own consciousness, on their own desires, is somehow wrong or unspiritual. But my dear friends, nothing could be further from the truth. Working on yourself is the most selfless, the most loving thing you can do. Because as you elevate your own consciousness, as you align yourself with the state of your wishes fulfilled, you become a beacon of light in the world. You inspire others not through preaching or lecturing, but through your very being. Moreover, as you work on yourself, as you assume the state of your wishes fulfilled, you're better equipped to help others. Think about it. Can a drowning person save another drowning person? You need to be standing on solid ground, or better yet, in a boat, to be able to throw a lifeline to someone who's struggling. In the same way, when you're mired in lack and limitation, when you're struggling with your own unfulfilled desires, you're in no position to truly help others. But when you've done the work on yourself, when you're living from the state of fulfillment and abundance, you have the stability, the resources, and the inspiration to make a real difference in others' lives. Remember, too, that your state of consciousness affects not just your own experience, but the collective consciousness of humanity. Every time you elevate your consciousness, every time you assume a higher state, you're making it easier for others to do the same. You're adding your light to the sum of light, making it brighter for all. Now let's talk about persistence. Working on yourself is not a one-time event. It's not something you do for a few minutes each day and then forget about. It's a constant, ongoing process. It requires persistence, patience, and unwavering faith. There will be times when it feels challenging. There will be times when your old patterns of thought and emotion try to reassert themselves. There will be times when the evidence of your senses seems to contradict the state you're assuming. But here's where your true power lies. In your ability to persist despite appearances, your persistence in assuming the state of your wish fulfilled, even when everything seems to be going wrong, is the true measure of your faith. And faith, remembered, is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. This persistence doesn't mean struggle or strain. It doesn't mean forcing yourself to think positive thoughts when you're feeling down. Rather, it means gently, lovingly bringing your attention back to your desired state whenever you notice yourself slipping. It means choosing, again and again, to live from the end. Now let's address another crucial aspect of working on yourself: the cultivation of stillness. In our busy, noisy world, it's easy to get caught up in constant doing, constant thinking, but true power, true transformation comes from stillness. You see, it's in moments of stillness that you can most clearly hear the voice of your divine self. It's in stillness that you can most powerfully impress your subconscious mind with the reality of your desires. It's in stillness that you can most effectively shape your consciousness. So make time each day for stillness. This doesn't have to be formal meditation, although that can certainly be beneficial. It can be as simple as taking a few moments to quiet your mind, to turn your attention inward. In these moments of stillness, practice feeling the reality of your desires. Experience vividly in your imagination the state of your wish fulfilled. Let the feeling of it saturate your entire being. This is where the real work happens. This is where you truly shape your consciousness. Now let's talk about another important aspect of working on yourself: the practice of detachment. This might seem counterintuitive. After all, if you're working to manifest your desires, shouldn't you be deeply attached to them? But here's the paradox. The more attached you are to a specific outcome, the more you push it away. This is because attachment comes from a place of lack. It's based on the belief that you don't have what you want, that you need something outside of yourself to be complete. True manifestation, true creation, come from a place of fullness, of completeness. It comes from the knowing that you already are everything you desire to be. This is why I often say you must be before you can do, and do before you can have. So practice detachment. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent to your desires. It means releasing the anxious need for them. It means trusting in the perfect unfoldment of your assumption. It means knowing that as you assume the state of your wish fulfilled, it must manifest in your outer world. This law, this detachment allows you to live joyfully in the present moment, even as you're assuming a different state. It frees you from the constant anxiety of when and how your desire will manifest. It allows you to relax into the knowing that what you have assumed in consciousness must objectify itself in your world. Now let's address something that often comes up as people delve deeper into this work. They start to wonder about the nature of reality itself. They begin to question everything they've been taught about the world, about themselves, about the nature of existence. And to this I say, good. This questioning is a natural and necessary part of the process, because the truth is the nature of reality is far different from what most people believe. You see, the world you perceive with your senses is not the fundamental reality. It's a shadow, a reflection of your consciousness. The true reality, the only reality, is consciousness itself. Everything you experience, every person, every object, every circumstance is a manifestation of consciousness. This understanding is crucial to your work on yourself, because once you truly grasp that consciousness is the only reality, you realize that by changing your consciousness, you change everything. There's nothing outside of you that needs to be changed or overcome. There are no external forces working against you. There's only your own wonderful human imagination. Now, this realization can be both liberating and daunting. Liberating, because it means you have complete control over your reality. Daunting, because it means you have complete responsibility for your reality. There's no one else to blame, no circumstances to point to as the cause of your problems. But embrace this responsibility, my dear friends, for in it lies your true power. When you take full responsibility for your reality, you reclaim your divine creativity. You step into your role as the operant power in your world. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of working on yourself: the cultivation of self-love. Many people struggle with this. They've been conditioned to believe that self-love is selfish or arrogant, but nothing could be further from the truth. You see, you cannot give what you do not have. If you don't love yourself fully and completely, how can you truly love others? If you don't value yourself, how can you offer value to the world? Self-love is the foundation upon which all other love is built. Moreover, self-love is crucial to your work of consciousness, because to truly assume the state of your wish fulfilled, you must believe that you are worthy of your desires. You must know deep in your heart that you deserve all the good that life has to offer. So cultivate self-love. Appreciate your own unique qualities. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Forgive yourself for past mistakes, knowing that they were necessary steps in your journey. Treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion that you would offer to a dear friend. As you work on yourself, as you shape your consciousness, you'll find that this self-love grows naturally, because you'll begin to recognize your true nature as a divine creative being. You'll see that you are not separate from God, but an individualized expression of God. And how can you not love that which is divine? Now let's address another important aspect of working on yourself: the practice of forgiveness. Many people carry around grudges, resentments, and hurts from the past. They think that by holding on to these negative feelings, they're somehow punishing those who wronged them. But the truth is, they're only punishing themselves. You see, when you hold on to negative feelings about others, you're holding yourself in a state of conflict, of separation. You're affirming a reality in which you are a victim, in which others have power over you. As long as you hold this state, you cannot fully step into your power as a creator. So practice forgiveness, not for the sake of others, but for your own sake. Forgiveness is not about condoning harmful actions. It's about releasing yourself from the negative state that those actions have held you in. It's about reclaiming your power to shape your own reality. Remember, everyone in your reality is ultimately a reflection of your own consciousness. So when you forgive others, you're really forgiving aspects of yourself. You're releasing limiting beliefs and negative patterns that have held you back. You're clearing the way for a new, more empowering state of consciousness. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of working on yourself: the cultivation of faith. Faith is often misunderstood. Many people think of it as blind belief, as accepting something without evidence. But true faith is something much more powerful. Faith, in the context of your work on yourself, is the absolute knowing that what you have assumed in consciousness must manifest in your reality. It's not hoping or wishing. It's not even believing. It's knowing. This knowing comes from your understanding of the law of consciousness. Just as you know that a seed planted in fertile soil must grow into a plant, you know that a state assumed in consciousness must objectify itself in your reality. It's not a matter of if, but when. Cultivating this faith requires practice. It requires persistently assuming the state of your wish fulfilled, even when your senses tell you otherwise. It requires trusting in the perfect unfoldment of your assumption, even when you can't see how it will come about. But as you persist in this faith, as you live consistently from the state of your wish fulfilled, you'll find that your outer world begins to conform to your inner state. You'll see evidence of your assumption manifesting in your reality. And with each manifestation, your faith will grow stronger. Now let's address something that often comes up as people delve deeper into this work. They begin to wonder about their purpose in life. They ask, if I can create anything I desire, what should I create? What am I here to do? And to this I say, your purpose is to express the infinite creativity of God. You are here to experience, to create, to expand. You are here to be a unique expression of the divine, to bring your own special gifts into the world. But here's the kicker. Your purpose is not something separate from your desires. Your desires are the way that the infinite expresses itself through you. They are the unique flavor of your divine expression. So don't worry about finding your purpose as if it's something outside of you. Instead, follow your desires. Pursue what brings you joy, what excites you, what makes you feel alive. As you do this, as you fully express your unique self, you'll naturally fall into alignment with your divine purpose. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of working on yourself. The practice of letting go. This might seem contradictory to what we've been discussing about persistence and faith, but letting go is actually a crucial part of the manifestation process. You see, when you're constantly focused on your desire, constantly wondering when and how it will manifest, you're actually affirming its absence. You're holding yourself in a state of wanting, of lacking. And remember, what you focus on expands. So once you've assumed the state of your wish fulfilled, once you've impressed your subconscious mind with the reality of your desire, you need to let it go. Trust that the seed you planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind will grow in its own time, in its own way. This letting go allows the creative forces of the universe to work on your behalf. It opens up space for inspired action, for synchronicities, for the perfect unfoldment of your assumption. It allows you to live joyfully in the present moment, knowing that your future is secure. Now, as we near the end of our discussion, I want to emphasize again the importance of persistence in your work on yourself. This is not a one-time event. It's not something you do for a few weeks or months and then stop. It's a lifelong journey of growth, of expansion, of becoming. There will be challenges along the way. There will be times when your old patterns of thought and emotion try to reassert themselves. There will be times when the evidence of your senses seems to contradict the state you're assuming. But remember, these challenges are not obstacles to your progress. They are opportunities for you to demonstrate your faith, to prove to yourself the power of your consciousness. Each time you persist in your assumption despite contrary appearances, you're strengthening your faith, deepening your understanding, and accelerating your manifestation. So persist, my dear friends. Persist in assuming the state of your wish fulfilled. Persist in living from the end. Persist in knowing that you are the operant power in your world. As you do this work on yourself, as you consistently shape your consciousness, you'll find that your entire experience of life transforms. You'll move through the world with a newfound sense of peace, of joy, of certainty. You'll see the perfection in all things, recognizing them as expressions of your own wonderful human imagination. You'll become a living testament to the power of consciousness. You'll inspire others not through preaching or lecturing, but through your very being. You become a light in the world, illuminating the path for others to follow. And as you continue this work, as you persistently assume higher and higher states of consciousness, you'll find that your desires change. You move beyond the desire for mere material things or worldly success. You begin to desire the highest expression of yourself, the fullest manifestation of your divine nature. This, my beloved, is the true work on yourself. It's not about becoming someone different or better. It's about awakening to who you truly are. It's about remembering your divine nature, your oneness with God, your power as a creative being. So go forth now, armed with this knowledge, and begin the great work of shaping your consciousness. Remember that you're not separate from God, but an individualized expression of God. Remember that the entire universe exists within your consciousness. Remember that what you assume, what you feel to be true, must manifest. Work on yourself diligently, persistently, lovingly. Assume the state of your wish fulfilled. Live from the end. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude of already being the person you desire to be, of already having what you desire to have. And as you do this work, as you shape your consciousness, watch and wonder as the world around you transforms to match your inner state. For this is the true art of living, the true science of creation. This is your birthright as a divine being. Claim it, live it, and transform your world. Remember, my dear friends, the greatest discovery of all time is that you can change your world by changing your consciousness. So work on yourself, shape your consciousness, and step into your power as the creator of your reality. The world is waiting for you to awaken to your true nature. The time is now. The power is within you. Use it and watch miracles unfold in your life.
Do you wish to know the secret to manifesting like a millionaire? Not merely to dream of wealth, but to live as if you possess it now? Then listen closely, for this truth has been hidden in plain sight. The truth is not in effort, nor in toil, nor in schemes. It lies in the assumption of the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is the pearl of great price. This is the hidden treasure, buried in the field of your own being. We do not manifest wealth by chasing it, just as we do not catch the horizon by running toward it. Wealth is not something to be attained, it is something to embody. You do not become a millionaire by acquiring money. You become a millionaire by thinking from the consciousness of already being one. The world will mirror your consciousness, not your hopes, not your wishes, but your state of being. And so the secret is simple. Live in the end. Imagine for a moment that you are already wealthy beyond measure, not as something outside of you, not as a future event, but as your current reality. Feel the weight of the watch on your wrist, the smoothness of the leather seats in your car, the freedom of knowing that money answers to you. Can you feel it? Good. Now hold that feeling. This is the secret. Neville once said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and continue feeling it until that which you feel becomes fact. There is no power greater than assumption. All things are made through your imagination. Creation is finished. Every state already exists. The millionaire version of you exists now. You do not need to create it. You only need to enter that state and remain there. You may say, but I am not rich. I say, who told you that? For what you accept as true becomes true for you. You are not poor because of your bank balance. You are poor because you believe you are. The world is a reflection of your inner assumptions. You cannot escape the law. As within, so without. If you wish to change the outer world, you must first change the inner man. When you feel yourself to be rich, the world cannot help but conform. This is not delusion. It is the law of consciousness. You are not pretending. You are creating. You are impressing upon your subconscious mind a new identity. And the subconscious, being impersonal, will accept it as true. It will then move heaven and earth to bring your world into alignment with that new identity. People believe that money is earned by hard work. I tell you, money is a byproduct of your state of consciousness. There are those who work hard all their lives and remain in lack, and there are those who move effortlessly through life in wealth and abundance. What is the difference? Their state of consciousness. One labors in the consciousness of poverty, the other lives in the assumption of wealth. So if you desire to manifest like a millionaire, you must first feel like one. You must go to sleep each night, not in the awareness of what you lack, but in the conviction that you already possess it. Let your last thought before sleep be, I am wealthy, I am successful, I am free. Do not just say these words, feel them. Let them saturate your being. Let them become more real than what your senses report. The senses will lie to you. They will say, you have no money. But the imagination is truth. What you imagine with feeling is far more powerful than what you see. All things are created first in the mind. The outer world is but a shadow of your inner state. If you want to change the shadow, you must change the source. And the source is you. You are the operant power. Do not wait for signs. Do not wait for evidence. Assume the feeling now. Do not ask how it will come. That is not your concern. Your only concern is to dwell in the state desired. The how will unfold naturally, effortlessly, through bridges of incidents that your rational mind could never predict. Trust the law. Trust the process. You may be tempted to return to your old state. The world may confront you with appearances of lack, but do not be swayed. Remain faithful to the vision. Persist in the assumption. Millionaires are not made by money, they are made by mindset. You are what you believe yourself to be. Your imagination is your greatest tool. If used consciously, it can transform your entire life. If used unconsciously, it will reproduce your fears. Be vigilant. Choose wisely. Imagine only what you wish to experience. Walk in the assumption of your desire fulfilled. Think from it, not of it. There is a vast difference between thinking of wealth and thinking from wealth. When you think of wealth, you are separate from it. You place it in the future. But when you think from wealth, you embody it. It becomes your present reality. And that present reality will soon express itself in the world around you. Do not say, I will be rich. That is to confess you are not. Instead say, I am rich, and feel the truth of it. Let every cell in your body resonate with that vibration. Let it be so real to you that the world must bend to reflect it, and it will. You may wonder, what if I do not feel wealthy? Then pretend until you do. Act as if you are already that which you seek to be. Walk as if you own the world. Speak as if you have all the time and money in the world. Dress, think, move, and live in the confidence of your new identity. The subconscious does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. It only accepts what is felt. When you persist in the feeling becomes fact. The invisible becomes visible. The dream becomes reality. This is the secret the world has forgotten. This is the truth buried beneath religion, beneath philosophy, beneath all doctrine. Consciousness is the only reality. And what you are conscious of being, you become. You are not here to chase money. You are here to create. You are here to express the fullness of your being. Wealth is not outside of you. It is within you, waiting to be expressed. Do not beg the world for crumbs. You are the king. You are the queen. You are the divine imagination clothed in human form. Act like it. Do not look to the economy. Do not look to circumstances. Do not look to others. Look only to yourself. You are the cause. The outer world is the effect. If you want to change the effect, you must change the cause. And the cause is your state of consciousness. You must rise in consciousness to the level where wealth is natural, where success is assumed, where abundance is your birthright. Do not try to bring wealth down to your level. Lift yourself to the level of wealth. And how do you do that? By assuming the state, by living in the end. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I were already a millionaire? Then live in that feeling. Dwell in that mood. Make it your home. Return to it often throughout the day. When doubts arise, and they will, remember who you are. You are the operant power. You are the master of your fate. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are not bound by the past. You are not limited by appearances. You are the creator, the architect, the divine imaginer. And what you imagine with conviction, you bring to life. Wealth is not created through effort. It is revealed through consciousness. You have been given the greatest gift, the power to imagine. Use it. Use it wisely. Imagine better than the best you know. Imagine as if your imagination were God, and it is. Your world will not change until you do. But the moment you assume the new state, your world begins to shift. It may not happen overnight. But persist. Remain faithful. Do not waver. Do not fall back into doubt. The seed has been planted. Water it with belief. Nurture it with repetition. Guard it from fear. And in due season it must bear fruit. This is the law. Immutable. Unchangeable. What you feel yourself to be, you become. What you occupy in imagination, you experience in reality. Therefore choose the highest. Assume the best. Live in the richness of your fulfilled desire. If you are to manifest like a millionaire, then you must think like one, feel like one, and live like one. Not in arrogance, but in quiet confidence, not in fear, but in faith, not in lack, but in lavish abundance. The world is a mirror. Smile at it and it smiles back. Frown and it frowns. Speak to it with the assurance of a millionaire, and it will echo your wealth back to you. Everything begins and ends in you. There is no power outside of consciousness. There is no other cause. So go within and create a new world. Go within and feel the reality of your dream. Go within and know the truth. You are already that which you seek. Say to yourself each day, I am wealth, I am abundance, I am prosperity. Not because it is wishful thinking, but because it is the truth. And truth, when believed, sets you free. Millionaires are not born, they are imagined. And when the imagination is sustained, the world must obey. So assume it boldly, live it faithfully, and the riches of the world will flow to you, not because you chased them, but because you became them. This is the secret to manifesting like a millionaire. This is the divine art of assumption. Practice it, live it, become it, and watch the world transform before your very eyes. It is not enough to merely hear these words. You must embody them. Truth that is not lived is truth that is lost. Your transformation will not come from understanding alone. It will come from application. Night after night, you must return to the state of the wish fulfilled. Morning after morning, you must rise in the certainty that your desire is already yours. And throughout the day you must walk the earth as if you are already that which you have claimed to be. The mind may resist, the senses may protest, the world may appear unchanged, but remain unmoved. Your assumption, if persisted in, will harden into fact. This is not a matter of belief. It is a matter of law. Like gravity, it does not require your permission. It only requires your alignment. The universe does not respond to need. It responds to identity. And your identity is determined by what you claim yourself to be. Claim it now, not tomorrow, not next week. Now, say it. I am a millionaire. Feel it, breathe it, walk in it. Let no contrary thought linger. Let no opposing appearance disturb your conviction. When the world shows you the opposite, smile, for you know that what you see is merely the old echo of past beliefs. It has no power unless you give it power. Imagination is the only redemptive power in the universe. All that you see was once imagined. Every fortune began as a dream. Every empire started with a single thought. Why should it be any different for you? You are not less than those who have succeeded. You are not inferior to the wealthy. The only difference is the state they occupy. And now you know how to enter that state. The door is always open. The question is, will you walk through it? Will you dare to believe in your own creative power? Will you risk the ridicule of the world to honor the truth within you? Will you choose to live from the end even when the middle seems uncertain? Those who manifest like millionaires do not wait for proof. They become the proof. They do not ask the world for permission. They declare to the world who they are, and the world conforms. This is not arrogance. This is spiritual certainty. This is divine authority. You are not here to struggle. You are not here to survive. You are here to thrive, to radiate abundance, to express the infinite riches of your imagination. And the only requirement is that you believe. All that you seek is seeking you, but it cannot find you in a state of lack. It will only recognize you when you radiate the frequency of that which you desire. So radiate it, project it. Let your inner world become so rich, so vivid, so saturated with the feeling of success, that the outer world must match it. You do not need to know the details. You do not need to plan every step. The Lord takes care of the how. Your job is the what. Your job is the feeling. Your job is to be the version of yourself that already has it. Then the path will unfold. The people will appear. The circumstances will rearrange. The opportunities will present themselves. You will be led from one perfect moment to the next, not by chance, but by law, not by force, but by flow. And you will look back one day and marvel at how easily it all came together, not because you pushed, but because you aligned. This is the way of the imaginal act. This is the power of the unseen. And this, dear one, is the secret to manifesting like a millionaire. Let others chase shadows while you dwell in the substance of imagination. Let others hustle and exhaust themselves while you quietly assume the state and watch the world reshape itself around your conviction. There is a stillness in true wealth, a calm knowing that all is yours because you have claimed it inwardly. You need not prove anything to anyone. The moment you feel yourself to be rich, You are rich. The outer world is just playing catch-up. The greatest illusion is that manifestation is a struggle. It is not. The struggle is only in trying to hold two opposing beliefs at once. To desire something while simultaneously believing it is not yours. The moment you drop the resistance, the doubt and the questioning, and instead surrender fully to the assumption that it is yours, that it is already done, then manifestation becomes effortless, natural, inevitable. Do you not see? You were never meant to chase money. Money was meant to chase you. When you become the embodiment of value, wealth cannot help but flow into your experience. You do not become valuable by acquiring things. You become valuable by becoming aware of who you truly are. A creator, a divine being whose thoughts shape reality. Begin now, not by making a plan, but by assuming the end. Not by asking for signs, but by being the sign. Your inner conversations, the silent words you repeat to yourself throughout the day. These are your true prayers. Make them holy. Make them aligned with your desire. Say not, I need more money, but I am money in motion. Say not, how will it come? But it is already done. The more you identify with the reality of wealth within, the faster the world will bend to reveal it without. Impress your subconscious daily with the feeling of already being a millionaire. Visualize it clearly. Speak it confidently. Feel it constantly. When doubts whisper, do not argue. Simply return to the state. Return to the end. Remind yourself that the world must follow your conviction, not the other way around. When you do this long enough, persistently enough, faithfully enough, something remarkable happens. The old world begins to fall away. The people, the events, the opportunities begin to rearrange themselves, not because you fought for them, but because you aligned with them. They were always there waiting behind the veil of your old self-concept. So tear the veil. Leave behind the identity of the one who lacks, who waits, who hopes. Step fully into the identity of the one who is. For he who has more will be given, and he who has not, even that which he has shall be taken away. This is not punishment. It is law, the law of assumption. You are not manifesting money. You are manifesting yourself as someone who money naturally flows to. This is why it is not about external action. It is about internal alignment. When you become the embodiment of wealth, wealth becomes effortless. Doors open. Synchronicities unfold. Life becomes your servant. And it all begins with a feeling, a single powerful feeling that you are already what you desire to be, that you lack nothing, that you are already complete. When you live from this place, reality must mirror it, not may, must. Keep your imagination sacred. Do not defile it with worry, with lack, with doubt. Guard it as you would guard a treasure chest. For it is the womb of creation. Everything you now see was once imagined, and everything you now imagine with faith will one day be seen. So rise into your power. Stand in your truth. Claim your inheritance. You are not meant to scrape by. You are meant to reign. You are not meant to wish. You are meant to command. And your command is your assumption. Your sustained inner knowing that what you desire is already yours. You see, the secret is not hidden in complex strategies, or in the advice of so-called experts. The secret lies in the simplicity of your own self-perception. Who do you believe yourself to be right now? That is the seed. And from that seed your entire world unfolds. If you believe yourself to be wealthy, not wish to be, not hope to be, but know yourself to be, then everything in your world will rearrange itself to reflect that conviction. But this requires discipline, not inaction, but in awareness. You must discipline your mind to return, again and again, to the state of the fulfilled desire. When you are tempted to check your bank account to see if the money is there, remind yourself that is the old reflection. It is not the truth. The truth is what you have accepted within. Remain faithful to that inner vision. This is why Neville emphasized imagination above all, because imagination is the only creative power. What you imagine with feeling becomes your world, and you are always imagining. The question is, are you doing it consciously? Are you imagining what you desire? Or are you imagining what you fear? To manifest like a millionaire, you must withdraw your attention from appearances and place it firmly on the reality within. It is the inner world that creates the outer, not the reverse. Appearances will tempt you to believe otherwise. But remember, the outer is simply the echo. Do not argue with the echo. Speak only to the source. You are the source. Your thoughts, your assumptions, your feelings, These are the building blocks of your reality. And when you construct your inner world with wealth, ease and luxury, the outer must conform. Do not strive. Do not force. Simply assume and persist. Repetition is the key. Just as a gardener must water the seed daily, so must you feed your consciousness with the feeling of wealth daily. Speak it, write it, imagine it, saturate your world with it, and then let it go, knowing it is done. There is nothing more powerful than a mind made up. Once you have decided that you are wealthy, the universe begins moving. People, events, and circumstances are stirred to bring about your assumption. You are not moving the pieces. The law is, and the law is always perfect in its execution. So do not worry about time. Time is irrelevant to the law. The law knows only states, and once the state is assumed, it must be expressed. It may seem like nothing is happening, but below the surface all is being prepared. The roots are growing. The foundation is being laid. Remain still. Remain confident. Trust the unseen. Every moment you dwell in the assumption, you are shaping your future. Every second spent in the feeling of wealth is a declaration to the universe. This is who I am. And the universe, being obedient to your every command, says yes. There is no power outside of you. You are the operant power. You do not need permission. You do not need confirmation. You need only to know. Know who you are. Know what you possess. Know that the moment you assume, it is yours. Speak from the mountaintop, not the valley. Speak from the solution, not the problem. Walk as one who already has what he desires. Think as one who is already living his dream. Feel as one who knows he can never lack. This is the millionaire consciousness. It is not about numbers. It is about identity. A millionaire is someone who feels wealthy, regardless of his current circumstances. And it is that feeling that draws all things to him. Opportunities, ideas, connections, abundance, they are simply mirrors of his self-concept. So change your concept of self. Let go of the old story, the one where you struggle, where you hope, where you wait. Step into the new story, the one where you are rich, confident, and free. Live in that story. Speak from that story. Sleep in that story. And soon the old will dissolve like mist in the morning sun. The world will no longer resist you. It will respond to you, because you are no longer reacting to life. You are creating it. You have become the cause. You have become the master. You have become the millionaire. When that shift happens, it is unmistakable. It's not just about money showing up in your account or opportunities falling into your lap, though they will. It's the calm, unshakable inner knowing that nothing is missing, that the game has already been won, that you are not becoming wealthy. You are wealthy. You are not waiting for success. You embody success. This is where true power lies. In the invisible realm of consciousness, the masses may scoff, because they only believe what they can touch and measure. But you who understand the law, you see beyond appearances. You see from the end. You are no longer the person who hopes to attract money. You are the being through which money flows freely, naturally, continuously. Because you have become one with abundance, you no longer chase outcomes. You magnetize them. Your energy speaks before you do. Your vibration introduces you as a person of opulence, clarity, and purpose. Not because of a title or status or inheritance, but because of the assumption you carry. The deep inner conviction you nurture day and night. When you speak as one who already has. When you think from completion. And when you act, you do so with grace, with presence, and with certainty. Not because you're pretending, but because you've remembered the truth of who you are. And that truth, once remembered, can never be forgotten again. This is not a temporary manifestation. This is transformation. You are not faking it until you make it. You are feeling it until you become it. And once you become it in consciousness, the world has no choice. It must reflect it in form. So each morning when you rise, begin again. Enter the silence. Revisit the end. Live that scene vividly in your imagination. Hear the congratulations. Feel the satisfaction. Smell the air of success. Taste the richness of life. Walk out of your room not as someone trying to get something, but as someone who already has it. And when challenges arise, as they surely will, they do not deter you. They only prove to you that the old state is unraveling. Do not resist. Do not panic. Simply hold to the end. Reaffirm. This is just the shadow of the old me fading away. I know who I am now. You see, the world is plastic to your assumptions. Bend it gently with your inner word. Mold it lovingly with your imaginal acts. and it will become what you've dared to believe. To manifest like a millionaire, you must feel like a millionaire. That's it. No force, no grind. Just the pure, deliberate, confident embodiment of the state. And from that state all things are added unto you. And so, beloved listener, let this truth settle deeply within your soul. You are not here to strive, to chase, or to beg life for what is already yours. You are here to assume, to feel, to become. The secret to manifesting like a millionaire is not in how hard you work, nor in how much you know, but in how boldly you imagine, how faithfully you persist, and how completely you embody the version of yourself who already has it all. Do not wait. Do not look outside for signs. Go within. That is where your fortune lies. Speak the word. Feel it done. And walk as if the whole universe is conspiring to serve your vision, because it is. This is the divine law. This is the sacred truth. You are the operant power. You are the source of wealth. You are the millionaire you seek to become. Live it. Breathe it. Assume it, and it will be yours. Forever and always. It begins and ends with you.
Everything begins with a feeling. Not an act, not a word, not even a thought, but the vibration that quietly hums beneath it. Feeling is the secret. It is the silent key that unlocks the door to every miracle you have ever longed for, and every reality you have dared to imagine. Before a man becomes great, before a woman transforms her world, there is a stirring, a sacred movement within the heart, the tingling presence of an unseen conviction. It is not ambition that births miracles. It is the assumption deeply felt that what you seek is already yours. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are conscious of being. The outer world, that swirling theater of events and people and coincidence, is nothing more than a mirror reflecting your inner state. If you would see change in your world, you must first feel it real within yourself. Not hope, not wish, not beg, but feel. Let us speak now not of wishful thinking, but of the divine law that governs all creation. Consciousness is the only reality, and consciousness, when impregnated by feeling, becomes experience. What you feel in the depths of your being, the world must echo. You can no more hide a persistent feeling than you can block the sunrise with your hand. Eventually, it breaks through and floods your life with its radiance or its ruin, depending on your emotional loyalty. You are a magnet. You always were. But what you draw into your experience depends entirely on your emotional frequency. And so I say to you, the feeling that makes you a magnet for miracles is not something you must seek or strive to create. It is already present. It is the awareness of fulfillment, the holy certainty of I am. When you rest in that state, when you allow yourself to be inwardly persuaded that your desire is already accomplished, then miracles cease to be miracles. They become the natural consequence of your state of being. Now listen carefully. If you wanted something desperately, truly hungered for it, the world might call you ambitious or passionate. But if you continue to want, you affirm its absence. You say, I am not. And in that declaration, you fix your consciousness in the very state of not having. But suppose, just for a moment, that you dare to feel as though the miracle has already happened. Suppose you walk through your day with the quiet knowing that the thing is done. What then? The world bends. Reality reshapes itself to fit your inner command. The phone call comes. The opportunity arrives. The money flows. The healing occurs. Not by effort, but by law. The law of assumption, governed by the power of feeling. Feeling is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. You may say, but how can I feel what I do not yet have? I tell you, that is the great art. That is the secret known to the mystics, the sages, the enlightened few who walk in quiet majesty among us. They do not wait for conditions to change before they feel the truth of their desire. They assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and walk in that state persistently. Take the man who is poor in the world's eyes. He has no outward sign of wealth, but inwardly he walks in opulence. He does not beg God to change his circumstances. No, he becomes the man who already has. He buys in his imagination what he could not yet afford in the outer world. He feels the crispness of new clothes. He dines at tables of gold. He sleeps in luxury, all in his inner kingdom. And lo, before long, the outer world catches up with the inner conviction. For nothing can resist the man who feels himself to be rich. Now consider the woman longing for love. She walks alone, perhaps doubting, questioning if her partner will ever appear. But the moment she abandons doubt, and clothes herself in the feeling of being adored, desired, chosen, then the universe responds. Not because she begged or pleaded, but because she assumed. She sat in silence, closed her eyes, and felt the arms of her beloved around her. She heard the words whispered in imagination, "I love you, I choose you, I will never leave you." And she believed the scene she constructed within. That belief became her feeling, and her feeling became her reality. This is not fantasy. This is not escapism. This is the creative act of God within you. You are God, dreaming, creating, feeling the world into existence. And as you assume, so shall it be done unto you. You see, imagination and feeling are not idle tools. They are sacred instruments. Your imagination is the womb of God, and your feeling is the seed that makes the conception fertile. You must learn to feel with intensity what you wish to see, even when the senses scream otherwise. The world may show you delay, denial, impossibility, but you do not bow to appearances. Appearances are shadows. They are echoes of old beliefs. They are the residue of former states. But you, standing in your new feeling, create anew. Do you remember a time when something happened to you and you said, "I knew it"? That is no accident. You felt it coming. You sensed it before it was visible. That is the power of consciousness. You are not observing the future, you are creating it. So what is the feeling that makes you a magnet for miracles? It is the inner knowing that what you desire is already yours. It is the serene confidence, the radiant peace, the unshakable joy of one who has received. Even if the world has not yet delivered it, you walk as if it has. You dress as if it has. You speak, move, breathe, and exist as if it has. And let me tell you this, when you dwell in that state long enough, the world has no choice. It must conform. The seed cannot be buried in the soil of assumption and not bloom. It may take time. Yes, it may take detours and divine choreography, but the harvest is certain. Do not chase results. Do not stalk miracles like prey. Instead, inhabit the feeling. Make your dwelling in the state of already having. Each morning when you wake, do not ask, "What will happen today?" but instead declare, "I already have all that I desire." This is not delusion, it is dominion. And when doubt arises, as it surely will, return to the feeling. Do not fight the thought. Simply replace it. Reassume the state. You are not obligated to believe what the world shows you. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the cause of all that happens to you. Take this truth and test it. Tonight, when you lie in bed, choose one desire. Any desire. Make it simple if you must. Then close your eyes, and in the silence of your mind, construct a scene that implies its fulfillment. Do not try to force it. Let it rise naturally. And then, feel. Feel the joy. Feel the gratitude. Feel the peace of already having received it. As you drift into sleep, let that scene be the last thing upon your mind. Sink into it. Embrace it. And when you wake, carry that feeling with you like a secret flame. Revisit it throughout the day, not with effort, but with delight. And then let go. Allow the universe to bring it in its perfect time and way. You are not the doer. You are the dreamer. And the dream, when deeply felt, becomes flesh. You may say, "But I have tried this, and nothing changed." Ah, but did you persist? Did you remain faithful to the state, or did you waver when the evidence did not appear? Faith is loyalty to the unseen. Miracles respond not to effort, but to unwavering feeling. Feel as if it were impossible to fail. Act as though the world has already congratulated you. Move as if the prayer was answered the moment it was spoken, because in truth, it was. Time is but the unfolding of what is already done in the realm of assumption. You are the operant power. No one else. No one to beg. No one to convince. Only you, and the feeling you cultivate. Be mindful then of what you feel habitually, for that is what you are broadcasting to the universe. If you would change your life, change your inner conversations, change your emotional tone. Refuse to dwell in fear, in lack, in regret. These states only multiply themselves. Instead, dwell in love, dwell in wealth, dwell in joy, not because they are present in your bank account or your relationship, but because they are present in your consciousness. The feeling that makes you a magnet for miracles is a quiet certainty. It is not dramatic. It is not loud. It is not a chant shouted into the void. It is the still small voice within that says, "It is done." And when you hear that voice, honor it. Trust it. Live from it. You are always manifesting. The question is not if you're creating, but what you're creating. And what you create comes not from your willpower, but from your emotional dominion. Choose your feeling wisely.
Make joy your base. Make gratitude your natural climate. Make peace your posture. These feelings are not just pleasant, they are magnetic. When you walk in that state persistently, miracles lose their mystery. They become as natural as breath. You no longer ask, how will it happen? You simply rest in the knowing that it must. That the universe is not blind chance or chaos, but perfect order responding to your assumption. So today, right now, begin anew. Assume nothing of limitation. Assume everything of abundance. Let your feeling match your desire. Make your inner world so rich, so real, so full, that the outer world is forced to bow before it. You are the miracle. And the moment you feel that, everything else aligns. As you continue to dwell in that sacred state, you'll begin to see signs, small at first, like whispers from the universe, soft winks from God that your assumption has been heard, a conversation overheard, a word that matches your desire, a synchronicity that seems too perfect to be random. These are not coincidences. They are reflections. They are echoes returning from the chamber of your inner world, confirming that your assumption is now taking root. But let me be clear. You must not disturb the seed. Once planted, the seed of feeling must be left undisturbed by doubt, fear, or second guessing. It does not need you to dig it up and check its progress. It needs you to trust. It needs you to water it with continued faith, with the same feeling that gave it life. Every time you return to that state of fulfilled desire, you strengthen it. You energize it. You breathe life into it. Imagine yourself as the sculptor of experience. You are chiseling your reality, not with tools or effort, but with every emotional stroke carves out the contours of the life you shall soon walk into. And the masterpiece is finished long before the world sees it. It is complete the moment you feel it real. Many wait for the miracle before they celebrate. They postpone their joy, their peace, their gratitude, until the world provides a reason. But the law does not work that way. You must first feel the reason within, and then the outer world will comply. That is the reversal of thinking the world finds so difficult to grasp. That is the radical truth of manifestation. You are not reacting to life, you are instructing it. Instruct it with your feeling, not with anxiety, not with need, but with certainty, with delight, with the serenity of one who knows that God in you has already created the reality, and you are simply catching up to the vision you've assumed. The wise do not chase, because they have already received. The awakened do not strive, because they already are. And the miracle-minded do not ask, where is it? They say, it is here now, and walk in that knowing until the world mirrors it back to them. Oh, how different your life would be if you lived as if everything you desired was done. How bold your steps would become. How luminous your face would appear. How calm your heart would remain. And from that state, miracles are not summoned. They flow. They flood your experience because they must. Because the God in you is not mocked. It will not deny you what you truly feel yourself to be. You are not waiting on the world. The world is waiting on you to feel something different, something higher, something holy. And the moment you do, the world moves, the heavens shift, the pattern begins to unfold in your favor, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. So live from that end, feel from that end, speak only from that end. Let your words, your posture, your breath, and your being radiate that one holy truth. It is done. Never ever forget, miracles are not rare. They are the natural consequence of an awakened consciousness. And you, dear soul, have always had the power to awaken. Now feel it. Feel it so deeply that it saturates every corner of your being. Let it become your dwelling place, not a fleeting visit. Let the feeling of the wish fulfilled become your home, your atmosphere, your emotional climate. Just as one breathes without thinking, let this feeling become second nature. When you pass a mirror, see the version of yourself that already lives in the outcome you desire. When you speak, let your tone carry the weight of fulfilled destiny. When you walk, let your steps echo the rhythm of a soul that knows all things are working in its favor. If the world dares to show you lack, sickness, delay, or contradiction, turn inward. Go back to your secret place. Return to the sanctuary of imagination, where all things are possible, and reaffirm the truth you have claimed. Feel again, and again, and again, for the repetition of this sacred act is what engraves it upon your soul. You are not convincing the universe, you are convincing yourself. The universe merely reflects back the image you hold inside. It is not struggle that moves mountains, but belief. Not desperation, but assumption. Not tears, but trust. The moment you fully accept that what you feel consistently becomes fact, you will stop trying and start resting.
You will cease striving and begin receiving. You will no longer be a seeker. You will be a knower. And knowers are magnets to miracles because they do not plead for them, they embody them. Think now of anything you desire. Wealth, love, healing, peace, fame, creativity, whatever it may be, feel into it as if it were already yours. Not in some distant tomorrow, but here now, alive within you. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I already had it? And then feel that. Linger in it. Let it wrap itself around you, like a warm cloak. Let it soak into your skin like sunlight. Let it beat in your chest like a second heartbeat.
This is the true work. Not outer effort, but inner alignment. Not force, but flow. Not action first, but assumption first. Action that comes from this state is inspired, effortless, and magnetic. And everything begins to align. People show up. Ideas strike. Doors open. Not because you made it happen, but because you let it happen. Because you finally agreed with your higher self. You finally said, yes, this is who I am. This is what I accept. This is what I allow. When you reach this level of agreement, when your feeling and your imagination become one, you need not repeat affirmations endlessly or analyze the mechanics of manifestation. Your being does the work for you. Your vibration calls it forth. Your feeling magnetizes it into form. You don't chase miracles. You remember who you are, and miracles chase you. The Father and I are one. Do you remember these words? This is not a theological riddle. It is the spiritual blueprint. You and your assumption are one. You and your feeling are one. And when that union is complete, creation is inevitable. The child is born. The miracle manifests, and the world bows before your unseen act. So I ask you, will you persist? Will you choose the feeling that magnetizes miracles rather than repel them? Will you stand in the identity of the fulfilled, even when your senses tempt you back into doubt? That is your only task. No one can do it for you. And yet, the moment you do it for yourself, the entire universe moves to honor your command. Feel now, dear one. Feel the miracle already here. Taste it, touch it, know it. This is the secret the world has hidden in plain sight. This is the key. This is the power. And it has always been yours. As you allow that sacred feeling to root itself deeper within you, something extraordinary begins to happen. You stop needing proof. You stop seeking signs. You no longer hunger for the outer to validate the inner. Because your conviction is so alive, so embodied, so immovable that you become the evidence. You become the walking sign, the living miracle, the fulfilled prophecy wrapped in human form. The world can no longer resist the reflection of your inner state. It must bow. It must yield. It must conform. You see, the universe does not deliver what is fair, or what is deserved, or what is moral. It delivers what is assumed. This is the divine neutrality of the law. It is not biased toward the righteous or the wicked. It is loyal only to the image you carry and the feeling you embody. And so the poor man who feels rich will become rich. The lonely woman who feels loved will become adored. The sick child who imagines and feels health will rise and walk. Not by chance, not by magic, but by law. Once you understand this, you become unshakable. The storms of the world cannot reach the calm within you. You can look at chaos and not be moved. You can witness rejection and still feel chosen. You can hear no and still know yes, because you are no longer governed by appearances. You are governed by your internal state. You are no longer a leaf tossed by the wind of circumstances. You are the wind itself. So live in the end, even when the beginning looks barren, even when the middle looks uncertain. Return to that inner garden again and again, and water it with the rain of feeling. There is no limit to what you can create, except the one you impose with your feelings of lack or unworthiness. But if you would only feel yourself worthy, if you would feel yourself loved, if you would feel yourself chosen, healed, prosperous, then the mirror must show that version of you. Don't complicate this truth. Don't ask how. The how is never your business. That is the realm of the unseen, the domain of God. Your only work is to feel. Your only job is to rest in the state of the wish fulfilled until the desire is no longer something you want,
but something you know, something you own, something you are, something you are. When the feeling becomes your dwelling place, the miracle becomes your new normal, and life becomes what it was always meant to be, a sacred reflection of your innermost assumptions. When life becomes that reflection, when the mirror begins to show the beauty you've long held inside, you will not be surprised. You will not gasp or marvel in disbelief. No, you will smile with quiet recognition. You will nod with knowing, because you have walked with that reality in your heart long before the world could see it. You have supped with it in imagination. You have spoken to it in silence. You have felt its breath upon your skin in the secret chambers of your soul. And so when it arrives, it feels like home. Not a stranger, but a long-awaited friend. You must understand this. The world cannot help but respond to a person who feels with conviction, not temporary excitement, not fleeting hope, but deep, abiding, resolute conviction. The kind of feeling that persists in the dark. The kind of knowing that clings to the light when the night stretches long. It is this emotional fidelity that bends the laws of time and rearranges space. Yet you will not need to convince others of your truth. You will not argue or debate or justify. You will simply be, and in your being you will radiate the evidence of what you have accepted as real. For those who understand the law, demonstration is unnecessary, but inevitable. You don't need to prove that fire burns. You only need to feel its warmth. So too with this sacred law. You don't need to prove it. You only need to live it. Feel it, embody it. What a life that becomes. A life where miracles are not rare visitors, but daily companions. A life where you no longer strive, but allow. A life where you no longer chase, but attract. Not because you are trying, but because you are aligned. Because you have remembered the divine design that as within so without. And still the world will watch you. Some will marvel, others will mock, but none will deny that something about you has changed. That you walk in grace, that you speak with power, that you glow with an inner assurance. And in time they will ask, what is your secret? And you will answer, not with explanation, but with a smile. For the answer is not in the words. It is in the feeling. The holy, creative, magnetic feeling that has shaped your world from the inside out. That feeling, once discovered, becomes your quiet treasure. You no longer look to the outside world to tell you who you are, what you can have, or what is possible for you. The world becomes secondary, a canvas on which your inner masterpiece is revealed. You withdraw your power from circumstance, from opinion, from condition, and return it to its rightful place. Your imagination, your assumption, your feeling. You begin to see what others do not because you're different, but because you're aware. You have awakened from the hypnosis of facts. You are no longer the puppet of visible things. You have seen behind the curtain, touched the levers of creation, and realized that life bends not to effort but to belief. And belief, when married to feeling, is unstoppable. There is a calmness that enters you when this truth becomes your living experience. You no longer rush. You no longer strive. You do not beg the universe to give you what you already possess inwardly. You carry the atmosphere of fulfillment with you like a garment, and it wraps you in divine certainty. In that stillness you become irresistibly attractive. People feel it. Opportunities respond to it. Synchronicities orbit around you like stars pulled by gravity. But it is not you they respond to. It is the state you occupy, the vibration you emit, the truth you feel. You become one with the thing desired. And in that union, the miracle is born, not from force, not from pleading, but from silent alignment. Here at last you understand what all the sages meant when they said the kingdom of heaven is within you. Not in the clouds, not in a future life, but now inside your own consciousness. Your heaven, your miracle, your wealth, your love, they are not destinations. They are feelings. And feelings can be chosen in this moment. So why wait? Why continue to ask, to plead, to wonder? Choose now. Feel now. Declare inwardly with authority. It is done, not because the world confirms it, but because you have confirmed it within. When you can live from that space, again and again, day after day, you become the miracle you once sought. You become the embodiment of divine law. You become at last a magnet for miracles. As you become that magnet, unmoving in your conviction, yet gentle in your allowing, The world rearranges itself around you like iron filings drawn to a magnet's silent pull. You'll no longer try to manipulate people, or circumstances, or outcomes. You will understand that true power lies not in forcing, but in feeling. Not in grasping, but in knowing. And this knowing is not cold or intellectual. It is warm, alive, pulsing with divine energy. It is the feeling that says, all is well, all is mine, all is unfolding in perfect time. You'll begin to notice how effortlessly things come. The right people appear, the right ideas come forth, the doors open, and events click into place with divine precision. You may feel humbled by the elegance of it all, how the universe delivers in ways more beautiful than you imagined, in forms more generous than you asked for. But you will not feel surprised, because within yourself you already lived it, you felt it, you accepted it, you became it. The more you live in this state, the less you fear, the less you worry, the less you doubt. Fear begins to look foolish. Worry seems wasteful. Doubt becomes irrelevant, because you've tasted the truth that your reality bends to your inner state. You are no longer reactive, you are creative. You no longer seek proof. You are the proof. And when you walk in that truth, you awaken others, not by preaching, not by persuading, but by radiating the silent power of embodiment. This is the great mystery that was never meant to be hidden. You are not here to chase miracles. You are here to generate them. Through the silent art of assumption, through the holy act of feeling, through the God-given gift of imagination. You are here to speak the unseen into being, not by shouting into the wind, but by whispering in faith. It is already so. As you continue to whisper that silent decree, it is already so. You become the vessel through which the invisible becomes visible. Each moment you dwell in that sacred feeling, you are constructing a new world, brick by invisible brick. Others may not see it at first. They may call it delusion, fantasy, wishful thinking. But you know better. You know that what they call fantasy is the blueprint of tomorrow's fact. What they dismiss as imagination is the womb of creation itself. So you persist, not with strain, not with tension, but with reverence. You begin to treat your inner world as holy, because you now understand what you dwell upon. You give life to. What you feel persistently, you invite into form. The images you nurture, the states you occupy, the assumptions you live from, they are not idle daydreams. They are decrees. They are commands. They are the shaping tools of your divine inheritance. You will begin to notice how your energy changes when you dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. There's a lightness, a playfulness, a deep inner smile that no one can take from you. You walk differently. You speak with greater certainty, not arrogance. No, that is the posture of those who have not yet felt the truth. You speak with authority, with peace, because you have come home to yourself. You've stopped waiting. You've stopped reaching. You've stopped asking if. You now live in the answer. This is the secret, dear listener. The feeling is the answer. It is the signal, the frequency, the vibration that sets the wheels of creation in motion. The feeling does not follow the miracle. The miracle follows the feeling. And when you live in that feeling long enough, consistently enough, joyfully enough, miracles must arrive. They are summoned not by need, but by embodiment. So I leave you with this truth, clear, unwavering, and eternal. The feeling you nurture within is not mere emotion, not fleeting sentiment, but the very force that shapes your world. It is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the whisper of God in your soul, the divine spark that commands creation itself. You are not here to strive for miracles. You are here to become a magnet for them. You are here to awaken to your power, to assume the state of the wish fulfilled, and to feel the reality of your desires, until the universe can no longer deny you. You are the operant power. The source is not outside you. It has always been you. So walk now with boldness, feel now with authority, and trust now with the calm certainty of one who knows. The moment I feel it real, it is real. The world will follow, the facts will change, and the miracles you once hoped for will become your everyday experience. Live from the end, feel it now, and watch what must come to pass. For the feeling truly and always is the secret.